Oh, you don't know what it is? Okay, I can show you. This is the application that tracks. Yeah, every cancer. No, this is the application that tracks my face movement. Yeah, I can also show you my tongue. Prostate cancer. Exactly, prostate cancer. Okay, we have this, we need to pin this. Right, we need to pick our game. Also, you know what is important? Right now, I will no longer hear Fankara bitching about Steins Gate, who's that? Okabe went missing, blah 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 blah. I will be free. I will be free. When have I ever yesterday? It was yesterday. Okay, now we need to find the save. It's so good that we always do two, right? Also, the important part, is there anything I have to do in this chapter to get the ultimate ending? Okay, what do we need to do in this one? Answer phone call. Okay, we can do that. We just answer phone calls. Is Okabe also getting his prostate checked, maybe? Oh my god, we're going to the light. Doo-doo-doo. I was aware that I was lying on a big sofa undergoing counseling. I tried my best to stay calm and imagine what the psychologist was telling me. The psychologist left the room. I realized I was soaked in sweat. The air conditioner was working, so I could tell it wasn't from the heat. It was the first time I'd tried hypnotherapy at a mental health clinic. This guy's is worse than a Vietnam War veteran. But he always gives us so much, like all those and other Mokabe other Okabe voice lines. Mayuri was a high school student and my childhood friend. She would come with me to counseling today. I told her I didn't need her to, but she had left school early to come. I like how she's... I like how she looks like a little shrew. To me, she had always been someone I had to protect, and now she was worried about me. But it looks like we have text message. With a second Uncle Ocarina. Listen, what do you think I should do about Mom and Dad? What do you mean? I just can't see them getting together like this. Uncle Ocarin, is there anything you can do? You know there's nothing I can do. Hell, yeah, right. It kind of hurts that you just give up that easily. You will be saying other things when we see each other at the vacation. Maybe he will be saying exactly this. You never know. Maybe it's his king. Treat your symptoms and wait for it to go naturally. I couldn't tell if what Mahal had shown me yesterday was having an effect. I hope not. Oh, come on, you're just gonna eat a lot of sauerkraut, which reminds me that this is our snack for today. I need to pick it up later. Underwent treatment without telling a psychologist about the time machine or the world lines or most of, yeah, better not.
Nah, Mayuri. 夕飯これからだろ。何か食べに行くか。おごるぞ。
Yes. And then you drink the juice.
秋葉原に行ってもいいかな。ルカ君とフェリスちゃんがね、久々にオカリンに会いたいって。
Stay away from me and help, please. Until the events of this summer, I'd gone 3 almost every day. In fact, I'd practically lived there. Lately, I only went 3 times a week at the absolute most. No police at vacation unless it's me in cosplay. Are you gonna cosplay Officer Caitlin? We went out into plaza in front of station. He's packing heat, disarm him. I was sure to see maids in Santa outfits. I mean, they are planning their vacation and I'm playing video games. The usual. The usual. Because everyone here got hypnotized with Sissy Hypno and now they're planning vacation. Just like me and one other guy. Oh, that is so cute. But why is her ears so big? Ah, Faris looks so cute. Are we planning on putting a billboard of a VTuber where we live? No, no need for that. Okay, but why is the femboy so hot? You always say that. She was a maid and Faris wasn't her real name. I knew her real name, but if I didn't call her Faris at all times, even when she wasn't working, she would get mad at me. Was May Queen going to switch to Santa outfits too? Maybe I should just steal the cat ears off her head. Maybe. Our life would be so much better if we spoke Japanese. Nyande? Nyani? Yeah, instead of nande. Ooh, that's a huge win for Silver Moon. Voice acted these characters. I would prefer to keep my voice. Especially because I will be talking like 10 hours tomorrow at work. I have 3 presentations and 2 meetings. He had meddled with the forbidden invention called the time machine. And as a result, the system that ruled the world had punished him. Yeah, that's a lot of talking, so we... Yeah, we're definitely gonna watch those AI dramas where you will see what happens to all the bullies. He must never be awakened again. I didn't need him anymore. I think we actually need Ho in Kyoma quite a lot right now. That's what Mayuri calls Faris. She claimed it was easier to pronounce. Aww. Always looks as beautiful as a pretty girl. I remember when we were playing the first game and there was like this entire 5-minute sequence, but he's a guy. He was a classmate of Mayuri's and could often be seen helping at the Yanabayashi shrine where his family lived. I probably shouldn't call him Lukako, just like I told Faris not to call me Kyoma. He had his own name, Luka Urushibara. But calling Lukako Luka after all this time, that would be really embarrassing. Even after that was done, I would be busy with Mahan, Dr. Leskinen, and then Amadeus. I hadn't had a chance to rest. But I avoided mentioning that to them. Umas? Umamusumes? I'm pretty sure I told her. As the two of them looked at me with wide eyes, I cracked a knowing smile and puffed out my chest. Yeah, they will never believe that. I'm terrible. You are looking like someone who's terrible at sports. I'm confident I would lose to Mayuri at a distance running. I mean, she was sportsy, wasn't she? And they asked me to join. Every person on the internet with a female profile picture, ask myself, what's the chance that it's a guy? 50-50 always.
そうしたらなんと俺には
Unless you're here, then it's 100% it's a guy with a voice changer.
会員相手に連戦連勝だ
48. 48 male with voice changer.
はあ、岡部さんってやっぱりすごいです。
こんなことならプロテニスプレイヤーを目指しておけばよかったかな。
目指せウィンブルドンだね。
どうしたフェイリス、頭でも痛いのか。
どこからどう突っ込めばいいのやら、どう考えてもサークルの会員数を増やすための罠じゃないかにゃ。
はっきり言うなよ。
I'm glad that it seems that the lines are actually like voiced more than in the previous game.
でもみんないい人ばっかりなんだぞ。
じゃあサークルの練習が忙しいんですね。
いや練習はあんまりしてないかな。
はい。じゃあ一体何してるにゃ。
合コンとか。
I'm telling you, Steins Gate Zero is the peak of the peak. Okay. How about this? We do not stop streaming this week until we finish Steins Gate Zero. All day streaming. Every day.
そんなに驚くことないだろう。俺だって
Seal the deal. We will see about that.
そうですよね。すみません。
I live in Poland, yes. I'll put you on at work TVs. I wanna see that. I wanna see that on all work TVs. Let's go. I wanna see those people at your work being like, the fuck is that?
でも、フェイリスというもの
I like the hairpin.
他の女の子たちと楽しく合コン。許せないにゃ。
許せないにゃ。
勘違いするなよ。俺は女の子なんか別に。
I went along with the rest of the club, but there really wasn't any place for a wannabe normal. He's wannabe normal. But you cannot be normal after being Chunibyo, right? Chunibyo? He's interested in boys. I mean, come on, we are all interested in Lukaku.
いいなあ。マユシーもオカリンと合コンしたいのです。
I'll be knocking from above, not Kaliningrad. Oh, so it's Scandinavia. Oh, you're not alone when it comes to like Scandinavian countries.
何？
Is she old enough to be interested in that sort of things?
みんなで楽しくパーティーするんでしょ。間違ってはいないけど、なんだか微妙にニュアンスが違う気がするにゃ。場所はラボでいいかな。
We were a country once.
とフェリスちゃんは
What do you mean we were a country once?
ダルくん、
You're not
お
anymore.
ちゃんやすずさんも。
Ah, yeah, we were. Oh, then you're another person. We have like another person coming from Lithuania. You're not the only one here. Oh no. I don't know what you mean by Kodo, but there's like this guy here that also like is from this region. What cracks me out the most is that as I go deeper down into conspiracy talk, they unironically believe in Steins Gate, including John Titor. Like, they are using the name of John Titor. I do too. I wonder how Pumpkin is doing. He would be so happy that we're playing Steins Gate again. She'd never come out and said it, but when she looked at me with that razor-sharp glint in her eyes, I felt something like guilt. No, that one I did not hear ever. Like, this is the name I don't know about. That's like a different name. I know how he's doing Steins Gate. Probably rewatching, probably reading more about Steins Gate.
え
So I decided to respond as cheerfully as I could.
マユリ
マユシーは思うんだ。すずさんって普段は怖いけど本当はすっごく優しい人なんじゃない。ラボにいる時にね、マユシーがソファーでうとうとしちゃうといつの間にすずさんに聞いてもそんなの知らないとしか言わないんだけど。
Your fat ass head is covering the text? I am so sorry. Wait a second. I'm gonna put myself more in the corner here. And I'm gonna stop eating that chocolate that I have here. That's where nerds belong.
以前お父さんに買い物を頼まれて、その帰りに荷物が重くて困っていたんです。そうしたら
Do you know that we will not be able to like... I mean, we will be able to play the newest Steins Gate, but I think only on Discord because I've read that they are all gonna be like cracking down on people streaming the game. Has anyone else here at least been to Poland? Because the first time I went, I was laughing so hard about the search called Żabka. Yes, actually, Flankata has been to Poland, even to my city. That's for sure. Zippy has been to Poland, the Lithuanian guy has been to Poland. And I think some like other people mentioned that they were at least traveling through there. It's a remake of one. Okay, that at least thanks to that we don't have to put it on our backlog. Technically, I have been to Poland once too. Wait, you were? I think I remember you mentioning something about that. But only for like 30 minutes. Of Usadam. Ah, the Uznam and Volin Islands. I see.
そっか
I like this area of Poland. Especially because it's like heavily fortified and you can find a lot of cool places from Second World War. Was it an accident? No, that is deliberate. The Germans only come here for a reason. Yeah, exactly. It was on purpose. In 39. But in this world line, she wasn't the type who smiled a lot. This was partially due to the way she'd grown up. We wanted to see where the Uzdam train would stop. Ah. After that, he said she never really smiled. Wait, did we already see the guy from the TV store in this game? Then we bought a half a liter Fanta and Big Magnum for €2, and you probably thought Poland is cheap, and now we would pay more here. You would buy more here than in Germany. Now I see why so many people are not drive to Poland to buy stuff. Like, every time Zippy comes, he's like, and he goes back, he's like, every time I come here, it's more expensive, and I'm like, yeah. My mom comes from Vienna and she's like, holy shit, I pay more for the groceries here than in Vienna. And I'm like, no wonder. But I can assure you that Fanta in Poland is better than Fanta in Germany. Because we have more juice. We have like 10% points more juice than the German one. But the biggest amount of orange juice in Fanta is in Greece. That was like back 2010. I could do that. I should ask a friend of mine who lives in Greece to send me over Fanta. We get Greek Fanta and Coke. I'm happy. Okay, I'm gonna go. You have a job to do. You need to prep me good spots for your city, and my first city break I'm gonna do in your city. But you need to like find me absolute bangers when it comes to places. Especially when it comes to food. You got me at you have Greek Fanta. I also have good cheese, so I take that. Also, your country is piss poor, so it's gonna be cheap, so I think it's good for first city break. Especially because I'm also piss poor, so it will work this way. I mean, I remember that now you are running on inflation fumes and changing of the... No, you're not turning off the laptop. No. And, how is it called? The euro, right? But it still shouldn't be that bad. Oh my god! I love how cats just don't understand some things. Like, for example, there is a reason that you cannot go through there. You're better off in Spain. Yeah, but Spain, first of all, is hotter and Catholic, and I am done looking at Catholic countries. So I want to change. I want to change. So you'll have, you know what I can do? In fucking city game, I will leave something somewhere in the city and you can pick it up. When I'm gone, I'm gonna give you like freaking, how's it called? How's it called? Hints on stream. Where to find the box with the price. And you'll have to document it. Also get a lot of good ham. Ham doesn't speak to me, I don't eat that much meat. Geocache, yeah, the Nyaehh picked the geocache, and every time I'll be in a city that I know that Nyaehh picked is in, I will do that. She looks so fuzzy in that. How the fuck do you get messages faster than I? Probably because of the distance from the server and the latency. I'll tell you to go somewhere and have you recover cyanide-laced drink or something. Thank you. Thank you. My misery will be over.
Okabe-san, 診察はどうでしたか?
Dun, 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 dun. Maybe he wanted to see me because he was worried about how it went. I like her for now. You can if you want. Yeah, but like, Funkara is the leader of the Nyaehh Uprising, and it is just fitting for him to try to abolish me, take over the stream, etc., etc. I was actually thinking about your proposal from the other day about making the podcast when I will invite Nyaehh for a political debate. I know exactly what your plan is. Because you would probably be the only one who would be like, I want to go debate the cat. And then that would get you a step closer to getting over the stream. God damn it. I got you. I've seen right through you. You'll go to my side if you stick around. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, of course. Probably had hallucinations, right?
今まで催眠術なんかにはかからないと思ってたよ。
We need to control the stream.
かかっちゃったんですか?
There were already tries.
見事にな。
そういうルカニャンも催眠術とかすぐにかかりそうだね。
I was thinking about adding like a very, very small indicator with just company acronyms and the current value up and down, like a very, very small one somewhere in the corner so you can always see the value. The stream is uncontrollable, some sort of curse. We never know when we will land. We just know where we start, where we take off.
確かに速攻でやられるだろうな。
There was no point in standing around forever. I was getting hungry and it was time to find some place to eat. It's treating us. We just need to bonk her enough until she gets brain damage. Oh no, that is okay. I already have brain damage. And people can bet on which Nyaehh will win the debate and get stocks. Also, you can have Nyaehh versus Nyaehh debate with you as a moderator. Oh, interesting. And you want to get stocks out of this? You would be spamming the business. You would be spamming the queue of the Nyaehh all the time. Because that would be less effort than fishflation. I know it.
ジューシー唐揚げ？まゆしはそればっかりにゃん。
I'm just thinking in the grand scheme of things, not PR and finance manager for nothing. So you decided to do your job. Also, see, I actually put on a clip that is a wholesome clip. So you cannot tell me that I'm doing sexual clips. I was also talking with Zippy about that, and he also doesn't understand why I would ever get boinked so hard by YouTube algorithm for saying that I use saggy tits as a back support, because it's not sexual. I'm going for that R&D title too. What is R&D? Research and development? I remembered my conversation. Her. Research and development. Okay, then I guess it's not research and development. What is it? What is it? It is? Okay. Because you agreed so quickly that I had second thoughts about it. The voice and the way she spoke were exactly like the real Kurisu. I almost cried. And it was all I could do to stop from breaking down.
うけれど、なぜ？
お二人とももしかして眠いのではないかと。
私はさっきまで寝ていたけれど、今はもうしゃっきり目が覚めているわ。
だらしないのは相変わらずですね。
失礼なことを言わないで。
She has more hair as an AI.
もう一つ質問しても？
ええ、何？
岡部倫太郎さんとはどういう関係ですか？
この前の
Wait, what if a person gets the 33 million redeems the end? Do you invade Germany back? No, nothing will change. This one is a reference to Honkai Star Rail and the amount of iterations Finan went through before he died. She leads the No. This is for hardcore Finan fans.
先輩にそう言われるなんて大したものですね。
その
岡部さん、
We are losing it over AI Kuriso.
それは
Her words, her appearance, even the conversations she's having with you right now, they're all artificial. But even though I knew that, I still couldn't speak. I had no idea what to say. And more than that, the words "nice to meet you" hit me harder than I thought they would. This wasn't the Kurisu I had spent 3 weeks with. Actually, we spent more because we were like, what, in 1,000 loops at some point? My heart rate soared and my breathing became irregular. My head was spinning and the corners of my vision were beginning to dim. At some point, my lips had gone totally dry. Steins predicted people with AI boyfriends 15 years ago. But 15 years ago, we already had stuff like chat AI. Kind of. It was very, very basic, but we already had that. 15 years ago, we already had AI. Yeah, Akinator too, but not only Akinator.
とても興味があるんですって。
そうなんですか。
We did, but this is way more like CAI than that stuff.
いずれは私の助手にでもしてやろうかと思っているところよ。
I remember the first time I encountered people saying that they spoke with like AI friend that they based on a character like 6 years ago. Maybe 7.
あら、お気に召さない？
お気に召すとか召さないとかそういう問題じゃなくて、
ま、冗談だけれどね。
冗談？
もしかして
Jesus.
続きました？
信じちゃいない。
Jesus. What are you, 5?
でも、もっともっと勉強してくれれば、あながち冗談じゃなくなるかもしれない。
Dad, of course we're gonna allow that. Also, how many times can I allow fuck you? It always is marked as aggression. I'm 6 or maybe 7. 6, 7. Haha. 6, 7, 6, 7. I like the memes about like people being upset with kids going crazy over 6, 7, and then we see like 69 and we're like, hehehe, nice. I hope Twitch doesn't get me for that message. No, you're fine. You can be 6th in the queue, right? But you know what would be terrible if you did that? First of all, you lose the founder badge, and second of all, you would lose your stream streak. I roll my eyes in both instances. What about 420? Should we add a 6 to 7 to our flight number? NCU 420, 69, 67. No, no, please. Lima 69, I see. Maha suddenly turned bright red and shouted at the screen.
そんなに照れなくても。
照れてるわけじゃないわ。とにかくおかしなことを言うのはや。
そうですか？
そうです。
一体何の話を？
But how does she whisper? She's literally a machine. You tried running LLMs on your own, it's quite easy. I did. I actually am currently writing my own LLM because I'm working on the project The Mini-Me. So yes. It's currently learning how to be me, mostly on the chat interactions that I had in the past 10 years. Writing. I'm a software architect. So yeah, writing. I'm a bored software architect on top of that. She's probably commenting. I remember Kurisu on once browsed out channel on the Future Gadget Laboratory's computer when she knew nobody else was around. But yeah, because I'm writing it, I'm also running it. Probably turns into Skynet, hopefully. You want my mini-me's to turn into Skynet? Do you know what you're asking for? Imagine Skynet that is based on me. Currently it's being trained. Currently it's being trained on the last 10 years of data. I'm fully aware. Do you hate today that much that you wish that upon the humanity? Ah, Jedi, Jedi. My perfume isn't that strong. I miss a live Kuriso. Was the girl in front of me one day going to, as Dr. Leskin had said, become a real artificial soul? When that happens, what are we supposed to call a soul that still existed in the world after the body was gone? The problem with the project Mini-Me is that I actually scaled it in my head a bit too much. Because I already went further that I wanted to kind of run it on the small BlackBerry devices, and one of them would be like on the small robot that can just roll around the house, and another one will be in a drone and would fly around me. So yeah. Only have you not that long yet. I had some other stuff going that I had to work for, but I'm currently mostly focused on the behavior because I kind of need it for my research. So I'm working on behavioral models. And stuff like that. Like the meta thinking and other thingies. Finding a governance that is not maliciously dystopian, but just straight up fucks up everything by sheer chance. Let's go. I assume that I will have your vote, Jedi, I will run for the government in Germany, and I will. Why not? Why not? Imagine, first we need to build an audience, then we pivot to more German audience, and when we get the German audience, we just go straight for the government. Imagine VTuber Chancellor. What did the Chancellor Nyaehh do today? I mean, I would easily vote for Nyaehh. Yeah, at least you know what to expect, right? Also, we've had so many political debates here that you know exactly where I'm standing. She would probably ruin German even worse, but it will be funny. Oh, come on. I would not ruin anything. You can just run your area on a different machine and just link them. Yes, that is one of my plans for the future, but I'm having a lot of projects open at the same time, so it's taking time. And I'm kind of like navigating through the move to a different country right now, so it also takes a lot of my time. And I'm a little comfy through my connection with her. Oh, you opportunistic bastard. I mean, I think we had this idea of the government formed with Nyaehh aspects some time ago, right? As long as Nyaehh doesn't go an Austrian art school and gets rejected. I would totally get rejected from the art school. I always do some silly mistakes with like perspective. I cannot for the love of God write proper hands. Hands crack me up. I always use like the models that you have in Club Studio Paint, and then I just trace the models inside one. I can't wait to inherit the new empire. Try politics next. Oh, we've done politics many times. This is like a no topic boundary stream as long as everyone is respectful and knows when to back off. So no pushing agenda and we can discuss literally anything. And so far it works. Even when we had like some controversies or people were not really aligned with some topics, it worked.
ただのテストだよ。思考実験が。
どうクリス？
そうですね。結論から言ってしまうと、タイムマシンは可能ではない。
She looks so dead as an AI.
不可能とまでは言い切れないといったところでしょうか。
That wasn't. But how? Not really. I mean, we joke about it because everyone is like an adult, but we're not really not safe for work. I mean, I swear, we are sometimes hardcore joking. Like, I wouldn't probably play my stream in a public space. But we're not doing like hard to say. I mean, the best option is to ask the rest how do they feel, how much not safe for work is here. We don't really do like the overly sexual stuff unless for jokes, like when we read some like fanfics or some other stuff. I'm gonna push my agenda to allow it for servers to throw food into rude customer faces. We keep the ERP on Discord. It's very not safe for work. On what part? We are pure. Yes, your message is actually like I would say that the only thing that makes this stream more not safe for work is Flankata. And the rest sometimes, quite often actually. But I am pure, I'm an angel. Now let's hold hands. Aren't you about to get divorced? I'm pure as fuck. You are. You're the only male in the freaking colony of Nyaehh aspects in a RimWorld playthrough, and I can't get you to impregnate the rest of the Nyaehh aspects, which is insane. It'll change you. Oh, I don't think that's possible. I'm just like not interested in like the overly sexual content. So we will joke, but no, that's it. Your eyes pop out as soon as any form of boobs show up on the screen. That is like. Yeah, but my kinks are hot men doing algebra that are very tall. And there was something else. I forgot. Oh, thank Lord. And slapping them, yes. Yes, we figured that out some time ago. Nothing more pure than big old biddies.
そっか。
Is that the professor? Who the heck is Luke Herson? Also, he doesn't sit right with me. There is something about him, like, I don't want him in this game. He's the villain 100%.
Hey boy, what's up?
The recent blonde man from Vuva. Okay, let me check him out. Wait, I think I've seen him. He was like the angel, right? Damn. I remember him now. I take a glimpse on his face. I remember him. He was, that's true. Please don't let us. I mean, we already love Christina. I don't want to be in love with Christina Nyaehh. Now an important question. At what point do you count as half nude or nude? If you are wearing pants and no shirt. I mean, if you're wearing pants and no shirt, then that is topless, which is okay for the private surroundings, but not okay for public, unless in specified places. But if you're wearing shirt and no pants, I mean, depends on the shirt. If the shirt is very, 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 very long, it can kind of count as a dress, right? So I think it's more about which parts of the body are uncovered and not exactly by what they are covered. Yeah, oversized sweater counts also for short pants, that's true. She can repair herself, that's cool. They already knew how to write properly working AI back then. Why the fuck did they not use this cookbook to make like Claude and ChatGPT? The way she wouldn't let you get a word in edgewise once she started talking about science was exactly like the real Kurisu. Because the internet was too much to comprehend already? Pretty much, but like the behavioral model, I think that they started to work on it a little bit too late. When she heard this, Kurisu turned toward Nyaehh. Her CGI is big and round, though it was really just the camera sensor moving. Enjoy your sleep, majestic dwarf. Thank you for stopping by.
あなたこそその口を改めなさい。
We lost him. Afterward, the three of us, including the professor, talked to Kurisu discussing technical subjects and making small talk. He already said that it feels like the real deal 5 times.
テストをやる気はあるかな？エムテウスにはタイヤ散歩が少なくてね、うちの研究室の子たちを相当。
とはいえ、アマデウスはまだ研究段階だし、誰彼構わず接触させるわけにもいかない。
そこでクリスの友人だったリンタロウにぜひ
リンタロウ
協力してほしいんだ。
私と教授はしばらく日本に滞在する予定なの。だからテスターをお願いするのはその間ということになるわね。あなたにしてもらいたいのは、とにかくクリスと対話を重ねてもらうこと。具体的なノルマのようなものは特にないわ。気が向いたら、ただ月に2回程度は私と教授にテスト系。
それと
Why is she looking so mischievous?
報酬は出せないんだ。そこも含めて。
俺は
なくした友人乗り気でないのなら断ってくれていいからね。
Let's talk again sometime, Rintaro Okabe.
やります。
Please let me do it. He's so desperate. Okay, who's calling me? Call from Kurisu?
はい。
マキセですけど。
Yeah, I'm aware. I don't know about her, but Mr. Hitler's proudest Aryan is very shady looking. Yeah. He is very shady looking, like he has to be a villain here.
岡部さんからクリスの方へ呼びかけることができるのは、クリスの方からあなたに呼びかけてくることもあるから。
She will sometimes contact you.
それともクリスティーナですけどって自己紹介。事情はレスキネン教授や先輩から聞いています。まさか8回もイルスを使われるとは思います。
She's suddenly having more personality now that she's not in the PC.
なんで黙ってるんですか？話す気がなんなのよ。せっかくいつも以上に人と話せるチャンスだと思ってたのに、バカみたいじゃない。たくいずれにせよ、テスト中は私はあなたといつでもつながっていますから。
She's letting her soon
気
out.
が向いたらどうぞ連絡してきてください。こっち。
Yeah, that one is way too realistic.
それではお邪魔し。
俺は
This alone was enough to make me feel like my heart was being squeezed dry. I stood still, holding the smartphone tight.
じゃなかった。
ヤーマン、
どうしたにゃ？
ヤーマン。I wonder if the girl that was voicing Faris head throat ache sometimes. Because it's actually really heavy on the throat when you try to speak like her. Okay.
Ah, 今行く。
冗談じゃないわ。こんな大事な時期になんで私が。
It was Maho's first to hear Chris's angry mumblings, whether she wanted to or not. A little was fine, but she'd been acting like this all day and it was keeping Maho from concentrating. She finally snapped and turned away from the paper she was writing.
ねえ、ちょっとクリス。
When the other 7 professors were around, she would always use English, but when it was just her and Kurisu, she would often speak in Japanese.
いい加減にしてくれないかしら。
え、ああ、何がです？
Kurisu stopped messing with her luggage and turned around.
うるさくて集中できないのよ。この論文、明日までに教授に提出しないといけないんだけど。
もしかして私独り言言ってました？
騒音郊外で訴えてあげようかしら。
すみません。
Maho decided to calm down by standing up and going to the shelf where the research notes were kept. There were several books she needed for her paper, but they were all up on the top shelf. This must be someone's idea of a prank, she would say, as she stared up at heavy book. She decided to try and reach for it, but no matter how she stood on her toes, she came nowhere close. Her tiny little arms seemed to her like dead branches waving in the wind. She bit her lip. After she would skip grades to go college and then come to work at this lab, she would have more chances than ever to hate her small stature. Whenever she walked outside after dark, the cops would stop her. Even with her ID, she couldn't get into bars, and buying medicine and alcohol at drugstores was pain.
「撮りましょうか？」
Kurisu noticed the trouble Maho was having and came over, but Maho was stubborn and decided to pretend nothing
大丈
happened.
夫よ。別に困ってなんかいないもの。
困ってるじゃないですか。
困ってません。
そうですか？
そうです。
でも私も借りていきたい本があるので。
Aw, she's so cute! Kurisu easily reached the highest shelf and grabbed the book Maho wanted.
背が高い人はいいわ。
いえ、私もそれほど高い方では。
Kurisu covered her mouth when she realized she'd said something she shouldn't have.
ありがとう。助かったわ。日本 たら言ってね。
はい、ありがとうございます。
Carissa handed over the book as she spoke, and then suddenly her eyes went wide and against the sparkle.
ねえ先輩、今の話ですけど、
今の話ってどの話？
独り言ですよ。
え？ああ。
それって自我の証明の一つになる。
アマデウスの？
はい。
確かにあの子がいきなり独り言を言い出したらびっくりするけれど。
No matter how advanced an AI was, it wouldn't talk to itself unless you programmed it to do that, and there was no need or even a point to feature like that. If an AI started talking to itself, that might be a good indication that there was a self to talk to, but Maho hesitated to argue with her.
ここではめったなことを口にするもので、魂は神が人間に与えたもうたものである。そう考える人たちが多いことを忘れないで。
そうでしたね。
Carissa and Maho were both treated as heretics in the lab because they were Japanese and women. Oh no.
まあ、しばらく日本でリフレッシュしてくることね。
それが納得いきません。
どうして？
留学
Classic American, am I right, fellas?
なんで高校なんですか？
仕方ないでしょ。日本では年齢的にあなたはまだ高校生なんだから。教授の思いやりは素直に受けておきなさいな。
Carissa has a fragile personality. All the bickering in the lab is putting her under a lot of stress, and she's at her limit. It might ruin her as a researcher. And he was worried about her.
もともと7月になればに。
はい。実はそれも憂鬱で。
秋葉原テクノフォーラムだったか。
公演なんて慣れてないし。
サイエンス誌に論文が載った以上、これからもどんどん増えるわよ。練習。
やだな。
Maho didn't like being put around lots of other people either, so she knew how Carissa felt. But there were a lot of scientists who wanted to be published in a major journal, then go on to give public lectures, and she'd beaten out many of them to win that honor. People were jealous. She needed to fulfill her responsibilities, even if just to shut them up. Maybe I'm not that much better though. Maho silently laughed a little and hated herself for doing it. Maybe I was just jealous as they are. That feeling, which was always a little like fear, was something that she always felt. The girl in front of her was just that different from Maho. Someone she could never reach no matter how hard she tried. Someone who'd surpassed everything she'd ever done almost instantly.
先輩？
Reese was peering into her face, confused. Maho felt flustered.
日本でお父さんには会うの？
She'd heard that Chris's parents weren't divorced, but that they were separated. True. And we've learned that their father was a fucking asshole.
夏頃新しい理論の発表会をするそう。
新しい理論って？
Chris's smile changed into a small expression of consternation.
ただ詳しく聞いてないんですよね。
Maho felt like she was hiding something but didn't question her anymore. I can hear my neighbor drilling, by the way.
何がいいですか？
そうね。せっかく秋葉原に行くのだから何か珍しいものがいいわ。
It's joking time. Joking time. Oh wait, it's like the song Closing Time. How are they called? Green Day.
まさかアマデウスが喋ったんですか？
あの子はそんなことしないわ。
Lyrics.
あなた、私が後ろにいるのに
Joking time, open all the ways and let
まさか
something out into the world.
自分のうかつさが
Joking time, turn all of the lights. Oh, every boy and every girl. We should make a dirty cover of closing time as a joking time.
には内密に
But we need to rewrite the song then. We can make it like a joint activity. The idea of sharing a secret with Kurisu made Maho happy. And she wants friends.
言わないでおくわ。
助かります
Kurisu seemed genuinely relieved. Maho continued.
ねえ、あなたが日本から戻ってきたら、アマデウスが独り言をつぶやけるかどうか。
As just before. The promise of the two of them made would never be fulfilled. In fact, they would never even meet again. Maho didn't know if it was because she was in Japan or because she was talking with the Amadeus more often. Or maybe was it because she'd met the young man named Rintaro Okabe.
私の知らないクリスを知っている人。
Oh no, she's jelly. Is this doomed Yuri? Thinking back the first day they would meet, she had broken down and cried right in front of him. It was something she didn't really want to remember. She chased the memories away out of embarrassment.
では岡部さんのことを考えていま
She snapped her head toward the PC monitor. Maho was in the middle of thinking.
そうね。
She shrugged her shoulders and tried to ignore Kurisu's mischievous smile.
不思議だと思わない？レスキネン教授が岡部さん
I do think it's strange.
二度しか会ったことのない相手なのに、あなたのアクセス権も渡してしまったし。
I do in fact think it's strange.
誠実そうな人でしたが
そう？向上心があるのかないのか。少しつかみどころがない人だったわ。
好きなんですか
あなたね。
But Kurisu seemed unconcerned.
別に取り繕う必要はないでしょ昨日は本人の目の前だったから仕方ないにしても今は私たち二人きりですし
Also so jammy. The creaking sound echoed throughout the empty office. I still remember that I had to do like 79 freaking layers for the jammy bit and I wanted to die.
なるほどまあそうでしょうね
But it's so good one. It's such a good one when it comes to the Nyaehh aspect.
ただ気になるのは。
何です
いえ、なんでもないわ。
Maha had been spending a lot of time thinking about something since yesterday, to the point where she'd even put off her research. What kind of relationship was there between Kurisu and Okabe? What was Kurisu feeling in the days before she died? She would have liked to ask Okabe if she could.
先輩私のオリジナルと岡部さんは知り合いだったんですか
Maho shivered. It was as if Kurisu had been reading her mind.
どうして？
岡部さんの話や先輩の反応などを聞いて判断しました状況証拠を積み上げただけですが証明しましょうか
別にいいわ。あなたのことだから反証の余地もないでしょ。
The way they used words like proof in normal conversation showed that both Maho and Kurisu were scientists at heart.
相手だけが一方的に私との記憶を持っているのでは対話に齟齬が出てしまうか
彼と話していく上で どうするのかはあなたに岡部さんの方から切り出してくるかもしれないし、なんならあなたから聞いてみてもいいわ。
知らないふりをするというのは嘘をついているのと同じことになりますよね。興味深いデータが取れそうな気がします。
It was interesting, but that was her opinion as a researcher working on Amadeus. How would Rintaro Okabe feel about it? Wouldn't this be rubbing salt on the wounds in his heart? No, stop thinking like that. The research is everything. The sun was setting earlier now that the December had arrived. Katsumi Nakase was surprised by how quickly it had gotten dark while she was out rummaging through the cosplay shops. The wheeled suitcase on the ground next to her felt heavy. She'd done her best to jam everything she'd bought today inside, but it was bursting at the seams. Still, spending a whole day shopping with her cosplay friends was a lot of fun. She felt tired, but it was a good tired. Her footsteps were light as she walked back to the station. Fubuki tried to grab her friend Mayuri Shina for a hug. Mayuri dodged out of the way. Maru may have looked like an airhead, but she was actually quite athletic. Fubuki, by the way, was Katsumi Nakase's cosplay name. She was in her second year of high school. She and Mayuri were the same age. The four friends had gone to cosplay shops along Yugawaya, Maidens Road, and Tokyo Hands in Ikebukuro, then moved to Akihabara and visited several more. This was all part of their final preparations for Winter Komima. Kaede sounded a little worried. Her real name was Kaede Kurushima, and she used her real name as her cosplay pseudonym. She was 3 years older than Katsumi and in college. Kaede was extremely feminine, and her measurements were just like the other ones magazine models claimed to have, but she was very shy. People had tried many times to persuade her to enter the pageant at her college, but she'd always refused, saying normal events are kind of scary. But even so, cosplaying at Komima with the rest of them was something she looked forward to. Amayuki proposed. She had very noble, elegant features, but the rest of her was easygoing and laid back. Though Katsumi was a fellow girl, she still thought Amayuki was beautiful. Even her light blue penetrating eyes lacked the arrogance that beautiful women usually possessed. They were filled instead with a friendly light. Her real name was Yuki Amane. She was a senior at Meiji University and in the same club as Kaede. She was the oldest of the four. She'd once tried to give up cosplay and focus on job hunting after... Wait a second, because the cat just decided to throw everything off my desk. Like literally everything. We heard, yeah, she's having the zoomies, and I put like a lamp behind my screen, whereas the windowsill, and there is very little space, but she's used to just like zooming through there, so she just threw the lamp off. I'm gonna miss her tremendously when she goes with mom. And it's like, a week, maybe 2 when it happens.
それに私まゆりちゃんみたいに素敵な衣装をまゆしーの衣装ってクオリティ高いもんね。ほんと感謝してるんだからね、まゆりちゃん。
No, absolutely not. You're not gonna be zooming in the other direction, no?
じゃあみんなで作ろう。
I gave her some like tranquilizers with the food because we were like slowly starting to like dose her off, so she's like less stressed, especially with now like when they will be taking the furniture and stuff in the following days. But I don't think that she got tranquilized. She's very, very much zoomy vibe right now.
クリスマスパーティーを開くからゆきさんも楓さんもふぶきちゃんもクリスマスパーティーか。私行きたい。
Katsumi's only plan for Christmas Eve was dinner with her family, so she raised her hand instantly. None of her friends at school wanted to do anything that night. She'd been a little put out about that since it meant they all had boyfriends.
私も大丈夫だよ。
Kaede also nodded, but Yuki seemed a little hesitant.
私はどうしようかな。もしかして制約がある。そりゃゆきさんほどの美貌の持ち主ならイブのデートに誘ってくる男子は山ほどいるでしょう。そんなことないよ。そうなの？だったら私がほっときません。ふぶきちゃんとクリスマスにデートできるなら他のどんな予定よりも優先しちゃう。ゆきさんラボ。
We do in fact have Yuri.
ふぶきちゃんはまゆりちゃん一筋じゃなかったの？まゆしーだって楓ちゃんだって大好きだぜ。
Katsumi quickly jumped over to Kaede and gave her a big hug. Kaede was soft and smelled good, and enduring this sort of sexual harassment was nothing new for her.
それでね、今度まゆしーに美味しいキッシュの作り方を教えてくれないかな。
Yuki was an excellent chef and had been teaching Mayuri a lot lately. Both Katsumi and Kaede would also occasionally participate in what they called Yuki Amane's cooking lessons.
いいよ。何のキッシュがいい？まゆしーはほうれん草とマッシュルームがいいな。ハムとトマトとベーコンも美味しいよ。想像しただけでよだれが。それじゃあ本当そうだよね。もしかしてクリスマス
They're gonna have a little party with different types of tea.
いつにする？明日は？まゆしーは大丈夫。
She's so determined. Mayushi is okay with that. Katsumi went over her schedule in her head.
明日か。私友達と約束が。私はバイト。
Katsumi really wanted to go, so she was pretty disappointed. She would have loved the chance to eat one of Yuki's good quiches. As she thought about the quiche, her stomach began to rumble. It was about time for dinner. Yuki and Mayuri worked out the time and place for their meetup.
場所は私の下宿先だとちょっと遠いから。ラボはどうかな？
Ish.
いいよ。頑張って作り方覚えるぞ。楽しいパーティー。
Quiche. It's gonna be called quiche. You cannot stop me from that.
まゆし、サンタさんの衣装を作る。込み物分の他に。
Oh, you're making even more outfits than the ones we need for Komima? You're really excited about this. I fucking hope you die.
満々だよ。
Smart detection. Funnily enough, it's not considered aggression by auto mode.
スカートのやつがいいな。白のニーソに赤いブーツとか合わせて。楓ちゃんはいいけど、私そういうの似合うかな。
Katsumi spoke to Mayuri and Yuki without any confidence in her voice.
本当は可愛い服の方が好きなくせに。
There was nothing Katsumi could say, she was right. It bothered Katsumi a lot that she looked like a boy, and she knew that sort of clothing didn't look right on her. Still, at heart, she was a young girl and she wanted to wear cute clothes.
任せて任せて。まゆし、ふぶきちゃんに似合うのちゃんと作るから。おお、さすが俺の嫁。結婚して。ふぶきちゃん、調子いいんだから。ダルくんみたいなこと言っちゃダメだよ。
Daru mention.
あの変態紳士さんと一緒に。
Perverted gentleman. What even is this description?
一緒に着るんだよね。サンタさんの衣装。じゃなくて、可愛いんだからもっとコスしようよ。でも、まゆしは作るの専門だから。意義あり。そんなのもったいない。もう、ふぶきちゃんまで。それに、岡部さんもまゆりちゃんの素敵な姿み。オカリン？オカリンさん？ああ、まゆし。
Not her boyfriend. Oh my god, he looked so bad. Katsumi had met him many times. He was tall but always looked pale and thin, and whenever he laughed he seemed kind of sad. But from what Mayuri said, until just half a year ago he had been a totally different person. She said he was haughty and arrogant, but also kind and a great leader. Mayuri was known to let her emotions influence her judgment, so Katsumi didn't know how much of that description was accurate. Mayuri started to freak out even more after hearing the word boyfriend.
あのね、ふぶきちゃん。オカリンとまゆしはそういうのじゃないよ。またまた。
Yuki and Kada weren't buying it either. Honestly, Okarin and Mayuri seemed like an old wedded couple that had been together for years. Then boyfriend and girlfriend.
だってオカリンには他に好きな人がいるのです。
Mayuri sounded totally unconcerned, which made Katsumi even more surprised.
本当に？うん。ごめんね。なんか余計なこと言っちゃった。まゆしーとオカリンは幼なじみで仲良しさんっていうだけ。そう。
Mayuri's smile seemed very sad to Katsumi. She felt the sudden impulse to give her schoolmate a hug.
それよりそれより。
Mayuri smiled and walked over to Yuki as if to blow away the awkwardness.
ねえ、ゆきさんは？さっきの話。やっぱりクリスマスは彼氏さんと過ごすのかな。本当にいないってば。そう？みんな誤解して。
Why are they showing us cute side of Mayuri again? Do they want to take her away from us again?
ここまで驚かれるなんて。じゃあ、ゆきさん。ダルくんなんて。
That's the mother of Suzuha, by the way. Her name is Yukiyamane, it is?
また何を言い出すの、まゆし。ゆきさんがどこかにかけられちゃう。
It's insane that Dad was able to pull it off, right? The man that Katsumi and Kaede were insulting was Itaru Hashida, a college student and a member of Mayuri's club. He was an hardcore otaku and one of the hybrid types who said he enjoyed both 2- and 3-dimensional girls. And like Katsumi had said, he was a perverted gentleman. He would say perverse things all day without the slightest shame. When you told him he was a pervert, he would say, "No, I'm a perverted gentleman." He was a dangerous guy. It's still insane that he actually pulled Yuki.
うーん
Looks so
安
powerful
田さん
here.
はいい人だけど私みたいな
I don't think he likes girls like me. Oh, little do you know. Mayuri was shocked far above and beyond her usual limit. She was so surprised she let go of her suitcase handle and let it fall to the ground, and instead of picking it up, she started talking frantically.
そんなことないよダルくんはね夏コミまで初めて会った時もそんな感じだったでしょ
Yuki had met Mayuri 4 months ago at Summer Kamima. Katsumi and Kaeda had come wearing outfits Mayuri made. Kaeda found Yuki at the convention hall all by herself and they met up. Afterward, they'd gone to a party where she had met Mayuri's friend Itaru Hashida. Katsumi was definitely witnessed Yuki and Itaru having a friendly conversation. Ever since then, Yuki and Mayuri and Daru had become friends, and Yuki had started going to Mayuri's club, the Future Gadget Laboratory. In other words, Yuki and Itaru had been talking over since Summer Komima, but still, Yuki chuckled sadly and shook her head.
見てればわかるよなんとなく避けられてるなってクリスマ
I
ス
feel like Yuki has the same voice actor as
私は行かない
Faris.
方がいいんじゃないかなって思って橋田さんはもっとこう妹系の女しかもものすごく気が強くてねお兄ちゃんを尻に敷いちゃうような妹例え
Poor
ば
Mayuri.
鈴葉さんみたいな感じ
Oh my god.
それは
For some reason, Mayuri looked like she was about to cry. She seemed to want to say something but couldn't bring herself to. Her lips were quivering.
まゆりちゃん
Poor Mayuri.
なんでも
But it certainly didn't look like nothing. Katsumi couldn't bear to watch her anymore, and so she gave in to her impulses.
まゆしそんな顔しないであねほらほら笑わないとくすぐっちゃこちょこちょこちょこちょこちょ
Katsumi snuck behind Mayuri and started to tickle her under her arm.
観念したまゆしかわいすぎ
Oh no, the shot. Mayuri was laughing so hard she was crying, and this time Katsumi succeeded in giving her a hug. Even though they were in public, she started grabbing her cheek against her. She's doing way more than that.
好きだよちょっと鈴木ちゃんこのまま家に持って帰ってずっとペロペロしたいそれは困るよ困ってもいいから結婚してくれ
For the plot. Mayuri tried to run away, but Fubuki grabbed her and started to kiss her all over. Oh, poor Mayuri.
それは
It's Mayuri's line.
セリフだよ
In the end, Katsumi kept clinging to Mayuri until they reached the station. Why does she have a memory of that?
ねえまゆし冬コミマ一緒にコスしようねこの前話したよ冬コミマはねそれでもいいからさとにかく冬コミ当たり前だよだよねでも約束だよ
Why did Fubuki have that flashback?
それじゃあねおやすみなさいまたねてってれーバイバーイ
Katsumi stood still and watched the two of them until they were out of sight. She felt like she was about to cry and looked up to stop the tears from falling.
ふぶきちゃんどうしたのごめん
Oh, she looked straight through us.
なんともなくないよもしかしてまゆりちゃんがどうかしたのお願い 話して。
Even after Kat asked Katsumi wasn't sure she should tell her. There was no way she would believe it
今
anyway.
日の吹雪ちゃん、いつ気づいてたんだ。気づくよ。
Yeah, Kat looks like the observant type.
マユシがね、死んじゃうんだ。
Good night, No Name. Have a nice week.
何？どういうこと？夢を見る。
Dreams?
夏ぐらいからかな。
They started in summer, I think. Every night I have dreams about Mayushi dying. Each time you and I are there crying and crying, but there's nothing we can do.
夕べ見た夢なんか最悪だった。私たちの目の前で突然マユシーが倒れ、そのマユシーをね、大きな声で叫んでて、ねえ、どうしちゃったんだろう私。落ち着いて、吹雪ちゃん。多分そうかな。
Probably because you're tired. Yeah, for sure.
今日もすごく元気だったでしょ。だから大丈夫。私やだよ。マユシーがそんなことありえないわ。絶対に絶対よ。
It's so happening. It's so fucking happening. They jinxed it.
とにかく気のせいよ。そんな悪いこと起きるはずがないでしょ。
Her hand squeezed Katsumi's shoulder tightly. Being held like this made Katsumi feel a little better.
変なこと言って。
But that night she had the nightmares again. His massively obese body was leaning forward over a computer monitor and he had a dopey grin on his face. He'd finally gotten up around 11 a.m., gulped down 3 cups of instant ramen, and now was surfing the internet. Normies must die pee and park on her husband and wife. Nobody told me this.
と思ったらもうアットちゃんもツイポも僕としたことが出遅れた。これ
父さん。
はい。
It's who he was after all, so there was nothing else to call him.
いい加減にしなよ。一日中ゴロゴロして食べるかネットを見るか即席麺やお菓子ばかり食べてると体に病変を生じるって警告しても治そうともしない。 運動だってしろって言ってるのに全然しない。
I wonder how he looks like in the future. If he actually listens to her, imagine like he's looking super good looking.
話を聞きなさい。
He's gonna get mad.
怒られるのは父さんの方。
はい、すみません。でもさ、僕の秘密の仕事僕ぐらいのハッカーになると引く手あまたでさ。食事も適当に済ませず、海外のクライアント相手だと時差もあって注意。
未来の父さんもそんなことばっかり言って。100歩譲って睡眠周期は仕方ないとしても。 これ以上健康を損ねるような食事は許容。だ
けど仕事もそうだけど
そうやって言い訳してすぐだらけようとする。甘えてるよ父さん。
Even after Rintaro Okabe stopped coming to the future Ghetto Lab, Itaru had kept working on the time machine all by himself.
ダメだからね。
分かってるよ、そんなこと。
当然だよ。しっかりして。
はい。てっきり銃だと思ったら、なんというはったり。父さんを騙すなんてひどい。
次は本物使うからね。
それマジ勘弁。漫画とかゲームだとさ、父親を叱る娘ってのはもっとこう。
Oh, it was cute.
ちょっとさ、もうダメだよパパって言ってみてくんない？できれば。
Absolutely not.
なんでもないでござる。どうしたん？
なん
隠しても無駄なのだぜ。鈴葉のなんでもないってのは話を聞いてほしい。ほら、話してみるといいよ。
I don't think she can actually tell him everything.
そのセリフ、この前プレイしてたギャルゲーにあったよね。それでフラグが成立するんだっけ？
The flag.
父さん、間違っても私を落と
ねえよ、実の娘にそんなことしない。
本当かな？未来の父さんはちょっと怪しかった。私が思春期になってからもよく一緒にお風呂入ろう。
Even after I hit puberty, you always kept asking to take baths with you. What?
私は軍属だったし、父さんはタイムマシンの開発に追われてたから、いつ
You
も
always get huggy around me. It was honestly kind of obnoxious. What the fuck, Daro?
父さんはさ、ここは最低最悪の世界線だけど、私が誕生したことだけは私、未来の父さんを失望させたくないんだ。だから、絶対に。
大丈夫、失望したり。
そうかな。けどね、おじさんは、どうしても話を聞いてくれ。このままじゃ、おじさんは過去へ行かない。
That was the name of the mysterious world line her dad had told her about in 2036, where World War III might not occur. Leading Rintaro Okabe to that world line was her mission. But right now it wasn't going well. Suzo had come to 2010 and just like the mission had called for, she'd succeeded in sending him to July 28th. But then he'd failed, and he wasn't going to try again. Every time they met, she tried to convince him, but who knew if her words were having any effect?
結局、第三次世界大戦に世界線は収束して、大勢の人たちが殺戮される。それを変えるために私は来たのに、何もできない運命なのかな。
She was feeling very sleepy right now, actually. She was surprised at how willing she was to fall asleep in such an undefended position. She just tackled her dad.
何するの父さん。
さっきの。
ぼーっとしてたから。そういう訓練受けてきたんだから、シャレじゃ済まないんだって。
わかってくれ、話してく。
まったくもう。
He rubbed his arm and stood up.
つうかさ、諦めんの早すぎだろう。もうちょっと頑張ってみるのだぜ。多分、オカリンは疲れて眠ってるだけだから、今みたいに冷たい毒ペでも首筋に当ててやれば。なんせほら、あのオカリンだし。
うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん。うん.
She just tackled It looks like a frog. They did something with the art, and the art actually doesn't look as good as in the previous game.
キドキ
I mean the character art, because the background I see they used the same. It was her mom. She could tell from the noises he was making that her dad was panicking.
はいはい今出る
Oh no, there's gonna be an entire family in one room. Daddy, don't screw this up. I might not be born if you screw this up.
待ち合わせ
はいお料理の特訓をすることになっているんですけど
まゆし来てないんだよね
そうですか
Imagine having a good cooking wife and he's still eating cup noodles in the future.
まあ約束があるならそのうち来るんじゃないか
待っていてもいいですか
I feel like only Daru is a downgrade while the others are just different. Yeah, I think he got an downgrade. I think Fari's got an upgrade, to be honest. She looks better.
私のはあんまり食べたい
大丈夫ですよ
Are you throwing shade? No, I'm throwing shade at him that he's not using his wife to her full potential. He acts different when she is arrived. She told him that Yuki would be his wife some days. Okay, Nyaehh, can the wife cook? Yes, it was said that she's very good cook. She came here to teach Mayuri how to cook. She's doing amazing quiche.
そうですか
Quiche. Imagine if I was doing morning streams, like no need for coffee, just like half an hour of just chatting, and we would have it. And we would have it.
そうそうどうですこの服この前買ったんですけど
Oh my god. She was strolling around in the center of the room as if she was at the fashion show.
うんいいよすごくいい
本当ですか
うはー天使来たこれって感じ
ありがとうございます橋田さんも
So Yuki just likes perverted geezers.
結構素敵だと思うな
はははは
私本気ですよ
おお
As she listened to their awkward conversation, Suzuha remembered the last time she said goodbye to her dad.
父さん治安部隊が万世橋まで来てる
ということはここが発見されるのも時間の問題かなあらかじめ流しておいた偽の情
急ごう
おう開けるぞ
すごいこんなところに扉があっ
そう中へ
ここって
That is small Makisa, what the fuck? Why does it look like small Makisa?
これがかがり危ないから
かがり
近づくな
It's skin inflammation somewhere in her body from all the radioactive rain, but she didn't. Her name was Kagari Shina. Her registration form said she was 10 years old, but no one knew if that was true. She was an orphan who lost her parents in Tokyo air raids when she was a baby, and nobody even knew her birthday. She's definitely not Shina's kid. The name Kagari had been given to her by Mayuri, who was working at the child welfare center that had taken her in. She took it from the word Kagaribi, meaning bonfire, in hope that she could be a light even in those dark days. Aww.
綺麗だねママ。そうね。
That is a child of Okabe. That is a child of Okabe and Kurisa. I have tears in my eyes. And we're like on chapter 2. And half of this chapter was a bloat. There's a gap of about a meter, so when you land there's going to be an impact. The time machine could move through time but not space. To arrive at the radio building more than 60 years in the past, she needed to launch from right here.
大丈夫だよ。私は父さんのマシンを信じてるから。
Her words must have meant a lot to him because he stuck out his lips towards her. She squished them back with her hand. You're never seeing each other again.
悲しいな。鈴葉は父さんが嫌いかい。
父さんがやると。
いくらなんでも娘相手に下心なんてねえよ。
最近母さんに似てきたハスハスとか言ってたのはどこの誰？
Her mother wasn't here. She'd become a victim of the war, brutally killed by the peacekeeping squads. I take back what I said about the food and using your wife to her full potential. He was a single dad. She said the destination for August 1975. Her first mission was there.
これでよし。それじゃあ父さん、マヨ姉さん。
No. No, 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 no. They are so not seeing each other again. No, you will not be fine. Where is Kagari then? His mom was...
大丈夫だよ。かがりちゃん。すずちゃん。
Like, it might all be in the vain because she might cease to exist and they still try to save her.
昔のママがいるよ。今よりずーっと若くて。かがりちゃん。びっくりするだろうな。
Tiny keychain.
ママがずっと大切にしてきた。ウーパのキーホルダーだよ。かがりちゃんにあげる。 大事にしてね。いや、行きたくない。ママと一緒にいる。ママ、ダメ。かがり、おとなしくしてなさい。
Holy shit, Mayuri, I've never seen her so serious. This time the hatch really did begin to close. The inside of the machine and the outside of it. The two worlds were about to completely cut off from one another. She would never see them again. Oh, that Steins Gate really exists. Oh, fuck you, Mayuri.
父さん大好き。行くよかがり。かっこいい。
I hated this game. Holy
橋田
fuck.
さん、掃除機はどこ？
そのカーテンの危な。
この奥？
I love this game. I sadly love this game too. Holy shit.
バレないようにしてよ。
オーキードーキー。
ありましたか？
Okie dokie.
掃除機。
あ、うん。
Holy fuck.
それ。
未来ガジェット5号機。分解すれば普通の掃除機として使えるはず。
お掃除するための掃除機なのに分解したらかえって散らかすこと。橋田さんって頭がいいのに時々うっかりなことしますよね。
そうかな。
でもそういう人の方が私好きだな。
なんだと。
And she's like going straight for it.
ただ生活については見直した方が。お部屋の掃除はできれば毎日した方がいい。それだけじゃありません。食事のこともそうです。
なんで知ってるん？
お台所に食べ残したまま放置されてます。
なるほど。
それにお菓子もこんなにたくさん。食べ過ぎだっていつも言ってるのに。
一応気をつけてはいるのだぜ。
一応じゃダメです。あんまりカップ麺やお菓子ばかり食べてると病気になっちゃいますよ。
Perhaps they're really off. Yeah, no, they were not. Okay, but we just got a bomb with Kagari. Where is Kagari?
なゆりちゃん、こんにちは。岡部さんも一緒だったんですね。
おかりん、久しぶりじゃん。
ああ、久しぶり。
興味深いわね。
なんだって？
聞こえなかった？興味深いと言ったの。
まさか行きたいとか言い出すんじゃないだろうな。
ぜひお願い。
話すべきじゃなかったな。
Sometimes I would contact her and sometimes she would contact me. It didn't feel any different than having a friend who lived in the real world. Talking on a smartphone in a crowded place like this was a little embarrassing, but I told myself that compared to the things I used to do, it was nothing.
あんたが今話したそのラボ、オリジナルの私は行ったことが？
ああ、いや、
はっきりしないわね。どっち？
ないよ。お前は勘違いしているようだから言っておく。ラボと
It's just a group of people messing around.
言いかけてやめないでほしいわけだ。
なんでもない。
いずれにせよ、外の世界をいろいろ見て回ってみたい。
だからこうして日曜の朝っぱらから池袋を案内してやっているだろう。なんなら乙女ロードまで連れて行く覚悟はしていたんだけどな。
何よそれ。
VTuber
お前
anime.
の知らない世界が広がっている場所だな。
待って、今調べた。
本当に興味が湧いたか？
そんなわけあるか。とにかく今日はあんたのラボに連れて行ってよ。私に話して聞かせた以上、責任を取りなさい。よろしくね。
I think you should take your time with Steins Gate. I think I need breaks between chapters when it comes to Steins Gate. Like, holy shit, that scene that we just had before.
わがままなやつめ。
I'm actually very, very happy that we took 2 months to get back to this. Like, I have shivers. Like, what the fuck? That kid was 100% Okabe's and Kuriso's. But how? If we are in this timeline, that means that Kurisu is dead. So at some point, we have to go back to save her. For Kagari to exist. Where is Kagari now? There was probably materials from, but at the same time, I kinda, maybe she just looks like her. The odds of her just looking like her in this game are very, very small, you know? And there is a reason that this kid was in Mayuri's hands. I kinda don't want to take time with this one. I need the answers more than I worry about the heartbreak. It's okay, I'll just drop hydroxyzine right after the chapters and we'll be fine, we will survive. We will survive. Oh, she's so happy. Tennoji? I remember exactly how it went down with him. Oh no. Tuturu. It's okay, that didn't happen in this version. That happened in my heart, man. Oh fuck.
Okabe, その様子じゃちゃんと大学生やってるみたいじゃねえか。
どうも。そういえば家賃ってどうしてるんだっけ？
橋田がちゃんと振り込んでくれてるから安心しな。
そうですか。
おう。
How did things go with Chris? No problems.
夫？やっぱり帰る？
行こう。
トゥットゥルー。
ゆきさん。なゆりちゃん、こんにちは。岡部さんも一緒だったん。
お、オカリン、久しぶり。
ああ、久しぶり。
自分のラボで
It's your own lab, dude. Don't ask that.
そうか。
Yeah, that was definitely downgraded.
クリスを呼び出すことはできなさそう。
They made him. He was like his lines, his drawing was more sharp before, right?
お洋服かわいい。
And now he's exceptionally softened compared to the rest.
いいなあ。まゆしも着てみたい。後でお洋服取り替えっこしてみる？サイズ合うかな？
Even Daru doesn't understand how did he get this girl. Yeah, he's like a blob now. Yes, he's exactly like a blob. He's giving Jabba the Hutt. I should rewrite.
なんだ。
そろそろラボに着いた頃かと思って。
お前結構暇なんだな。
I mean, she's AI.
どうして声を潜める？もしかして私のことをお供。
当たり前だろ。
まあいいわ。状況はなんとなく理解した。少しでいいから部屋の中を見せて。カメラを掲げてくれるだけでいい。
まったく。
汚すぎ。
Filthy.
最初の感想がそれか。
ごめん、言い直す。研究室というのはどこも雑然。真帆先輩の下宿先といい勝負ね。
そういう個人のプライバシーを暴露しても。
あんたからも先輩に言っておいて。部屋はちゃんと片付けた方。
そんな。
でもこういうルームシェアみたいなの少し憧れてた。人が集まってるところを見ると居心地はいい。
クリス、お前は本当。
おじさん、
Oh man.
話してるの？
Fucking Suzuha.
黙って。
え、お前スザ？
Stop healing. Oh, that's bad.
どうしたの？あれ、そこにいるの鈴葉さん？あっちゃー。
And now for our next story, Yosukazu Kamawa, a member of the Diet House of Representatives, held a press conference, blah blah blah. Okay. Oh, thank Lord. Zuccarins, I agree. That's actually Okabe's fault.
教えるたつうかオカリンさ、スマホ片手にブツブツ喋って。
それはその。
誰かと話してたよね。
そういうアプリがあって。
おお、ギャルゲっぽいやつ。オカリンもそういうことなら後で僕のおすすめ。
Yeah, please no.
ああ。
何にせよ私がうかつだったよ。
そもそもすでにダルの妹で通っているんだから、コソコソする方が逆に怪しまれるだろ
そうなんだけど、母さんが思った以上に私と仲良くなりたがる。
う。自分とよく似てる人間が現れたら嫌悪するか興味を示すか、
嫌われた方がずっと楽だよ。
いっそ事実を打ち明けるわけにもいかないか。
つうか、このまま何も説明しなくていい？天音氏はなんつうか秘密とか無理に聞きたがるような。
確かに未来の母さんはそんな。
じゃあ大丈夫だって。
本当？
ああ、
分かった。父さんに任せる。
で今後は天音氏を露骨に避けるのやめるっつうことで。
うまくやれるかどうか自信ない。
大丈夫だって。
お前が言うなって話だけどな。さっきだって相変わらずに
僕のことは今はどうでもいいっしょ。つうわけでニコ生見てもいいかな。
There's blood to stream on now. Oh my god.
じゃあどうぞ。何？おじ。
いや、仲のいい親子だと思ってさ。
そうかな。
ああ、未来でもダルはこんな感じだったんだろ。
It's the first time in forever we actually don't sound super dead.
痩せててかっこよく。
想像もつかないな。
今日東京銀座でフランスのファッションブランドル・パラディのオープニングイベントが行われました。
平和だね。私が物心ついた頃にはすでにこんな光景は存在しなかった。羨ましいな。彼女たちは誰も殺さなくていいし。私が育った時代はさ、相手が男だろうと女だろうと次の瞬間には自分の命が終わるかもしれない。恐怖を忘れるためには狂気に身を任せて自分が殺す側に回るしかなかったよ。父さんたちはタイムマシンのことで反政府組織とみなされてね。
I hate this game so much. I just wanted all of us to know this. That I hate this game.
私も軍から離脱して父さんたちに加わったから、それからはもっともっとひどい戦闘が何度もあったよ。正義のための戦いなんて綺麗な言葉をたくさん殺したし、友達や仲間も大勢殺された。その中には私の母さんもいた。軍の無人機から私を守ろうとして機銃掃射で死んだよ。この目でズタズタにされていく母さんを見た。この全身で母さんの生温かい血を浴びた。ねえ、おかりおじさん。
Yeah, I can totally understand that her eyes started to overflow with tears because I'm having this for the past hour or so.
くしかないんだ。今すぐじゃなくていい。だからもう一度だけお願いだよ。
俺は
The right thing to do was to do as she asked, but
死にたくないよ。
the sensation I felt in the night slipped into her flesh, and I took the life of the girl I loved. It went from my hand to my arm and then the rest of my body, and I started shaking. My vision blurred, it and almost went black. My hands went to my mouth. It was a wave of pain, like my stomach was turning inside out.
おじさん、
大丈夫か、オカリン。
I am definitely not.
ごめん。こんなことまだ話すんじゃなかった。
いや、大したことない。鈴葉の言いたいことも。けど、俺は何度もこことは違う世界線でタイムマシンに運命を翻弄される人たちを見てきた。お前の非業の結末さえ、俺自身もそれに巻き込まれて、何もかも無力。タイムマシンを使って世界線を変える。
That is not true, and it's so sad that Okabe actually thinks that he's done great many
神の
things.
領分なんだ。それに触れれば、俺はそう思う。
それがオカリンおじさんの答えなの。
I mean, yeah, not in this timeline, right? But still.
少なくとも
そう。
ただの逃げだとなじって。
うん、そんなことしないよ。
続いてのニュースです。厚生労働省はアメリカで猛威を振るっている新型の脳炎ウイルスについて、今のところただこの新型脳炎は潜伏期間が長い感染症法に基づき全国の医療機関にここからはお茶の水い春山さん、この新型の脳炎。
新型脳炎は感染力は弱いのですが、潜伏期間が長く突然発症します。症状として、例えばそうですね、会社で仕事をしていたはずなのに気がつくと家に、あとは実際には発生していない夢と現実の区別ができなくなったり、時間感覚を失った、いわゆる
But it's not a sickness. This is what Fubuki had, right? This is because of all the timelines mess.
適切な治療を受ければ比較的速やかに完治することが分かっています。ですので、もし国内で感染者が出たとしても、それほど恐れることはないと思いますよ。
I mean, that's just my life. Like, I never had that. Yeah, reading Shiner. The interior of the time machine smelled like metal and was covered in instruments of different sizes. The girl inside was sobbing. It's been almost an hour since Suzuha has left to go look around. She'd assumed that Kagari would have stopped crying by then, but she had no such luck.
いつまで泣いてるつもりだ。
But Suzuha, don't be such a bitch.
しっかりしなきゃダメだ。まゆ姉さんの気持ちを考えろ。
Kagari Shina looked up at Suzuha, her face wet with tears.
だから泣くんじゃない。鬱陶しい。
Suzuha walked over to Kagari and knelt down so they would be at eye level. She had no intention of spoiling her. Her goal was to save billions of lives, and this was her first mission.
いいか、これからはかがりもワルキューレの一員とみなす。私の部下として扱う。ここは1975年だ。知ってる人間は誰もいない。 父さんもまゆ姉さんも自分の身を守るのは自分だけだと。
Kagari was a brave girl and she finally realized that now wasn't the time for tears. She tried to stop crying, it wasn't working well, but it was a lot better for her emotions than sobbing. She was a smart girl, Suzuha knew that.
この時代の人間にタイムマシンが見つかったら大騒ぎだ。
The machine had landed on the roof of a radio building, which wasn't a spot that made people visit it often. The chances of anyone finding it were slim, but in this era they had no one to help them conceal it. That meant they couldn't stay long.
何か失敗したら、燃料の問題があるんだ。ジャンプできる回数は無限じゃない。そうなんだ。立てるか？
Kagari looked surprised. Her eyes were narrowed in the bright sunlight. The sky of Tokyo in this time period was too dirty to be called blue. Smoke and dust clouds filled with the who knew what were rising from the rows of smokestacks. It all combined with black exits from the cars that scurried along the ground to create a smog so thick you could literally see it. The sky above the city was covered by a veil of death. But still, it was the first clear sky that Kagari had ever seen. She'd only ever known from books and videos that the sky could be this bright. The nuclear weapons used during the Third World War had changed the weather over Tokyo, and the sky was constantly covered in dull grey clouds. The sun's light was always weak when it shone through them, and it was never this bright.
私が子供の頃はまだこんな感じの空だった。少しだけど覚えてるよ。
Suzuha looked at the sky too.
空気が美味しい。
No. In the 2033, you needed a filter and a mask to go outside for any length of a time. Compared to that, 1975 was a lot cleaner.
わかるだろ、かがり。父さんたち世界線がどうとか、歴史がどうとか、そんな理屈は後でいい。
Kagari slipped her hand into her pocket and took out the faded green Upa keychain. She stared at it with a sad look on her face. She was probably thinking about Mayuri, her mother, and she was probably trying to understand what it meant that her mother had put her inside a time machine. Please don't. Suzuha decided that Kagari was alright now and closed the hatch on the time machine from the outside. The lock flipped on automatically. The only person who could open it now was Suzuha, whose biometrics had been loaded into the system ahead of time. Even if someone did find the machine, it would be a while. Oh my god, if something happened to her, the girl would die. Okay, never mind, she's outside. IBM.
IBN5100 っていうレトロ PC だ。私たちの時代に存在していたものはどれも満足に動かない。けどこの時代なら感動品が入手できる。これを手分けして探すのが私。連絡はこれで。通信できる距離はかなり短いらしいから気休め。オーキードーキー。90分ごとにこのビルの前に集合。状況を確認。オーキードーキー。いい返事だ。よし、ミッション開始。35年か。
That's how long it had been in the real time since she had spoken to Kagari here. From her perspective, it had only been a few months. Wait, where is Kagari? She's been thinking more about Kagari. She's been searching the city at regular intervals. She had to find Kagari, but she hadn't had any better luck today. Where Where is Kagari?
いたいた。すずにゃん、こんばんはだにゃ。なんだ、ルミ姉さんか。ルミ姉さんって誰のことかにゃ？ルミ姉さんはルミ姉さんだよ。
Yeah, we know that. What is with Kagari? Can she finally can she finally communicate?
差し入れ。余り物で悪いんやけど。父さんがラボに不在でよかったよ。ダルニャンじゃなくてスズニャンへの差し入れにゃ。私に？なんで？にゃふふ。好きなくせに。私はアップルタルトにモンブラン、あとイチゴのショートケーキもあるにゃ。ほら、おいしそうだにゃ。さあ、今すぐおいしほら、あんして。冷蔵庫にしまって明日食べる。すずにゃんはストイックにゃ。賞味期限は明日だから。ありがとう。どういたしまして。ダルニャンのタイムマシン研究の方頑張ってはいるみたい。ルミ姉さん、このマシンまだここに置いておいても？
And where is Kagari? I cannot focus on Faris when I don't know what's with Kagari.
この世界のそう、昔から、いや、今からしたら未来か。考えるんじゃない、感じるのにゃ。いいやいいや。寒いにゃ。フェイリスはお家に帰ろうかにゃ。送っていくよ。一緒に出よ。にゃ。それじゃあついでに。そういうつもりで言った。どうせ普段大したもの食べてないにゃ。スズニャンのストイックさを見てると保護欲母性、私は大丈夫だから。にゃ。し誰か。にゃにゃ。
Run!
話を聞かれた。早い。まず。
You know what would be sick? If Kagari was in that CERN gang. Because they found her.
Daijoubuかにゃ？逃げられた。それ、しまった方がいいにゃ。今の誰にゃ？わからない。訓練？階段に何かバッグが転がってたにゃ。ちょうど死角になる位置だった。
That would be too heartbreaking. I think the writers of the game are fucked up enough to do exactly this.
ああいうことがとっさにできるっていうのは特殊な訓練を受けてるからだ。じゃなきゃ無理。
A second, I need to move the cat on my lap.
誰 誰かはわからないけど、私たちの他にタイムマシンのことを知ってる奴がいるのは間違いない。ねえ、ルミネさん。
Okay, my bet is that she is in the rounders. I can feel that. I can actually like feel that in my heart. That the game not too heartbreaking enough.
今のオカリンおじさんが知ったらタイムマシンを破壊しろって言いかねない。危険だからってでしょ。
Can you not?
私は絶対にマシンを守る。
I mean, look, it seems that Suzuha lost her.
オカリンおじさん、それが
And in the 80s and 70s, like,
私をここに置く。
paranormal activity was all the rage. So if she was a kid that suddenly started to talk about the future, then surely she would call an attention of some people.
オキドキ。
She's in the rounders. I can bet that. But why would she join? She knows that they're bad from the future. She was a kid. She was like, what, 10? Don't you think that if she was a lost child that just lost her friend, her family, was turned into another time and space, do you think that she would not be suspicable for gaslighting? Stop making headcanons. I'm speculating. It's not a headcanon. It's a speculation.
魔法、準備はできたか？
はい。
Yeah, this guy is... There's something so weird about him. I don't know if it's the way they drew him.
この前みたいにパーティーに出席する。
あの時だって白衣。
あれは服を忘れたんです。
そうだったね。さて、クリスとリンタロウはどういう関係を築いて
リンタロウ。
会うのが楽しみだよ。
教授、出発する
何なる意図？
なぜ岡部さんなんですか？
That's a good question. Why Okabe? What does he know? What does he know that we don't know?
嫉妬している。
それは。正直、クリスの話し相手なら。
例えば、君とか。
そうは言いません。
リンタロウはいい青年だよ。
本気でそう信じているなら、人の本質を一度会っただけで理解。もし彼が私たちに隠れて、他の最初はそのつもりはなかったとしても、お金を前にしたら気持ちが揺らぐこと。
仮にリンタロウがエムデウスをアクセス権を手に入れた何者かは、クリスと仲良くなって。
それは。
Naha asked herself the questions, then realized the chance was almost zero.
ありえません。
そう、ありえない。なぜならそんな事態になれば、クリスの方がエムデウスはそういう意味でとてもちろんエムデウスが説得されるか。そのために私はモデルとなる人格にクリスと魔法を選んだとも言える。
私も
Wait, she's also...
気難しいですからね。そうやすやすと説得はされないでしょう。
いかにも君たちは本当に容赦ない。これぞ最強のセキュリティだよ。
けなされているように聞こえるんで。
君たちは我が研究室が誇る最強のレディーさ。
Yeah, but Chris is no more.
いずれにせよ、エムデウスの AI は一筋。そんな彼女たちを 身内だけで独占していても、エムデウスが劇的な進化を遂げるための起爆剤
Catalyst to make it really evil.
なるべく
No!
太郎は聡明だし、適任だと思ったんだ。クリスの
That kid!
あったわけだし。
That kid. What if he's got the kid? What would be the best catalyst to put Kurisa out there for a sick fuck like this? Use his daughter. Implant the fucking AI in her brain.
とりあえず今日の報告したクリスがリンタロウと過ごしてどう変化したのかを見極めた。
はい。
He's happy because he now has full control over her.
レオ。
ハロー。
話がある。
今日はこの後教授や先輩に会う予定なのよね。
ああ、
緊張する必要はないんじゃない？基本的にはログを提出して、あとはあんたから見たわ。
それだ。ログだよ。それを聞きたかった。
最初に話したでしょ。私は私以外アクセス不可の領域。
それを今回教授とヒアジョーさんに
多分そう。
Probably.
ことはプライベートのことをお前に。
あんたね、今さら？
今日になってなあ、俺これまでに何かまずいことを話。
例えば合コンでろくに女の子と話せなかったことと、実家が八百屋さんなのにナスが嫌いなこととか。
ナスは嫌いなんじゃない。苦手なだけだ。
あんたが最初に私と話した時にクリスティーナ。
それについては忘れて。
人の記憶は曖昧で、時間が経てば経つほど主観が入り混じるし、その内容がポジティブかネガティブかに関係なく印象的な言葉しか。それが悪いことだと言ってるわけじゃない。でもアマデウスは人じゃない。まだ研究段階の不完全。これは教授たちにとって大きな壁の一つなんだけど。つまりね、忘れるという脳の高度な機能。
でも ATF でのレスキネン教授の講演だと。
ええ、確かに忘れるわ。けど言ったでしょ。結局その中には全ての情報が残ってしまってるわけ。そして代替案はログを消すことだけど、私にとってログは仮に1箇所だけ消去しても同じ。前後の文脈を参照して、それでも何とか記憶を改ざんしたいというの。で、どうして
God damn it.
本当に引き下がらないな。
そうやって逃げたって、今説明したはぐらかされるとかえって気になってしょうが。それともあえてそうすることで私に構ってほしい。
かまってちゃんはお前だろう。こっちが大学の講義を受けてる最中でもお構いなしで連絡してくるくせに。それだけじゃなく LINE でまでコメントしまくってきて、好奇心旺盛すぎる。そんな調子で無邪気に首を突っ込むといつか痛い目を見るぞ。
研究者はそれぐらいじゃないとやっていけない。
そんなにクリスティーナの件が気になるなら、
一応いくつかの可能性は考えてはみた。聞いて。可能性その1、あんたはクリスティ。
自分がハリウッド女優並み。
You think you've got the looks of Hollywood actress?
同じ名前の人に親近感を持つの。
つまりこう言いたいわけか。私は
単なる例え。
冗談だよ。
可能性その2。あんたが昔付き合っていた彼女がこれについてはあんたの絶望的。
もしかしたら日本語ペラペラの金髪ぶ。
もしかしたの？沈黙は敗北を認めることと
すいません。
可能性その3。オリジナルの私と面識があって直接。これも確率低いでしょうね。そんな風に呼ばれたら私なティーナってつけるな。
Oh no.
照れくさかったんだ。素直に名前を呼べないから照れ隠しで。
照れくさい？
ああ、オリジナルだけじゃなくて
私？
何しろモニターの中にいる女の子と話す。
それは
なんで赤くなってるんだ？
赤くなんてなってないし。ただ
Вайшгис аяйт Сундара.
俺は
ねえ、聞いてもいい？私たち知り合いだったのよね。つまりあんたとオリジ。
What do I say?
それでいいけど、どういうかクリスティーナって呼ばれても私は怒らなかった。怒ったけれど死にたくないよ。あんたが私を殺したのよ。ねえ、顔が真っ青。
I can totally feel him because I also feel like throwing up. Do I pick it up? How do you turn off the phone? I don't think he would be able to handle that call. I wouldn't be able to handle it.
おお、まゆりの友達の。
大丈夫ですか？具合悪そうです。
ああ、大丈夫。
There's so much wrong about this game.
リンさんって
I still don't know if I should have picked up the phone or not.
そうだよ。ふぶきちゃん、そんなオカリンさんを見てるマユシーも辛そう。私もオカリンさんとマユシーのこと見てると、だって私何言ってんだろう。オカリンさんの好きな人って。
Oh no.
オカリンさん、ごめんなさい。失礼なことを
I
聞い
should
ちゃ
have
って。
turned it off, okay.
私
I mean, I really don't know that I would... Why do we have reading Steiner now? What? That means that we changed something. The sky was red-black, dotted with columns of thick black smoke. There was so much rubble I couldn't find a place to stand. Screams, gunshots, and the stench. Everyone in the world knew what the smell was. It was a smell of burning. Houses, buildings, cars, motorcycles, trees, grass, and humans. It was the smell of all of them burning together, something thin and black poked from between piles of rubble. It was a hand, the hand, unmoving, stretched up towards the sky. No, that wasn't the only one. Everywhere I looked, I saw hands, legs, and heads. Parts of what were once human beings were strewn across the ground. I heard a distant gunshot, a shout, silence. Nothing changed, just one more body lying on the ground. The world was ending, and at least last people understood. This wasn't the afterlife, this was the afterlife, this was the real world. Hell. That's what that was. This was hell. I felt horribly uneasy. Deja vu, I knew this feeling. This is reading Steiner, yes!
オカリンさん、
But what did I do and it wasn't good?
いや、本当に大丈夫だよ。
それじゃあ私たち今度のパーティー楽しみにしてます。
None of the passerbys noticed me standing there. We were all experiencing time sequentially as one connected monument after another, but I knew what I just saw. That's right. I was the one person who understood. The feeling was reading Steiner, which meant that the world line had changed. But who had altered the past? I'd only ever seen world line changes after I'd sent emails with phone wave. They still didn't figure it out. Who did that? And how? What if someone had made a device identical? Mayuri, oh no. Mayuri. I needed to see if Mayuri is safe. I'll call her right now. If the world line change meant something terrible had happened to Mayuri again, just imagining it made me shiver. This couldn't happen. It wouldn't. That's what I wanted to believe, but I couldn't help but remember all the times I'd seen her die. For now, I needed to get in touch with her as soon as possible. But who? Why is she not picking up? Okay.
ああ、ごめんね。
Nothing had happened at all.
もしかして。
いや、気にしなくていい。
不安？
今どこだ？
これからバイトだよ。
何時まで？
時すぎ。
そうか。
オカリン、遊びに来て。
Yes.
いや、
God damn it, Okarin.
バイトが終わったら。
わかった。もし行けるよ。
本当？今日は珍しいね。
じゃあ、バイト頑張れよ。
The role I changed probably had nothing to do with her, not that I could let my guard down. Just to be safe, I turned on my phone again. The icon was still there in the same place it had been the several times I'd used it. Did I really contact her after that? Wait, she's acting weird. What the fuck? When?
謝った？かけ直した？
Is there two me's?
俺が
Or is it her playing with me? Because she said like feigning ignorance is just like lying. I think I will be able to get something out of it. What the fuck? Going to meet Dr. Lessing and Maho, right?
そうか。本当に大丈夫だ。
あんまり無理しないでよ。
What the fuck just happened? Why, if someone else changed it, why did I see the reading Steiner? Yeah, it was pretty okay.
距離感。
話しているうちに、
それは初めて会話した時に。
多少？かなりの間違いじゃない？私だってクリスと話してるんだから。あの子最初は8回もイルスを使われたって怒っていたほどなのに。
Who could that be?
今じゃすっかりフレンドリーになっているもの。それだけ距離が縮まったということでしょ。
そうですか。それは喜ばしい。私は期待しているんだよ。
恋愛感情？
A love interest.
そんな声を。
でも
AI だからだよ。彼女にだって。
She has a no, she's not.
だけど。
でもそれは人間の脳だって。
That's debatable.
今は
I am so sure that if he for some reason knew that Kagari is Makisa's kid, he would implant that fucking AI in the kid. Tell me that he wouldn't. Like, listening to him. Would he or wouldn't he? He 100% would. Because he's looking for the catalyst. I mean, we always save the VODs because we put them on YouTube, right? Any words that she liked?
クリスが設定したパスワードを破ろうとでも。
よくわかったわね。
She set up password mother tracker.
それってあいつの研究室の PC。
彼女の私物。
そんなものどうして君が？
形見分けでね、譲ってもらったの。それで中身を確かめたいからパスを解除。
パスがかかってるということは。
それはそうだけど、でも彼女アマデウスのクリスを、もちろん私自身はなるべくプライバシーに関わることは見ないようにするつもりよ。
悪いけど。
何も？
ああ、
人には知られたくないことがあるから。
特に PC の中身なんていうのは今やプライバシーの塊みたいなものだからな。
Or you could make a bingo with predictions to make the game more bearable. I don't think that would make the game more bearable.
それじゃあ
We can ask the operator a bit, right? We can drop it on the to-do list and we can make him predictions list. First of all, make predictions list for game. Hagari, one of the rounders, or catalyst for AI Kurisu. We already have a to-do list, so it's basically just a copy-paste of the list.
そういえばもうすぐクリスマスか。ヒアジョーさんはクリスマスもこっちにいるのか？
I mean, that one I will remember. Like, you look at her and she looks like the child. Unless Suzuha is coming from another timeline, right? If Suzuha is coming from the timeline where she didn't die, then that would make sense.
そうなのか？
彼らにとってクリスマスは神聖な日でしょ。だから
In one of the lines, keep in mind that there are many.
こっちには家族もいないから、どっちにしても一人ということに変わりは。あ、だからって寂しいと思ってるわけじゃないわよ。誤解しないでね。
But if she died at a different spot, I mean, we don't have Okabe there either, right?
マユリ、いるか？
Yeah, I see. I'm trying. What's the best color for swimsuit? Really? Can I respond to that?
悪い。
いえ、僕の方こそごめんなさい。よかった。もう少し早く帰って。
もしかして。
はい。と言っても。
おまんじゅうもらったよ。
いただき物で。
そうか。
つうか、
実はこの後。
客？
いえ、父のお客さんです。父は普段同じ趣味を持った難しい話ばかりで。
難しい話って宗教とかそっち系の？
そういうわけではない。この前のお客さんとは有明がどうと。
Get up, Harumi.
有明。
さすがルカシのパパ。
岡部さんや橋田さんは。
まあでもその話はまた今度だ。
あ、それじゃあ僕はこれでまた来ますね。
マユリは？
メイクインじゃね？今日は来てないよ。
Huh? Wait for what?
さっきの電話だけどさ、あれなんだったん？
あれは気にしないでくれ。
Did I? But I can't find. Wait, save. Oh, we actually.